Over the last couple of days, we have witnessed controversies surrounding an event that has shaken the judicial system in Lagos State and has demanded a thorough investigation, which has to do with the killing of some citizens of the state in the AJIRAN community, a prominent community in Lagos State. And it's on that basis that I want to welcome all of you, particularly gentlemen of the press, to this important press conference. Distinguished members of the Issue Society, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, gentlemen of the press. Today is an opportunity for us to address you in line with our profound sense of responsibility and as concerned as stakeholders in the democratic space. Today, we have the leadership of various organizations representing organizations interested in human rights, justice, media rights, and of course, gender-based organizations. In the last couple of years, we have consistently spoken to the media and the Nigerian public on this issue that we seek to address today. But the importance of this media briefing today is to draw the attention of the Nigerian public, the global community, and particularly the people of Lagos State, to a troubling pattern of misinformation, media distortion, attempt to gaslight the judiciary, the security agencies, and even stakeholders in a case involving the murder of two individuals, Mr. Sheriff Ishola Salami and President Demola Akiloye, in the AJIRAN community of Lagos State. I'm very sure that a lot of us, particularly the media, are abreast of issues regarding these unfortunate incidents, the role of the state, the role of the security agencies, the role of individuals, the role of the communities, and even interested stakeholders over the last 2 years. But why are we speaking here today? In the last couple of days, we have observed that there's a deliberate attempt by some individuals to reduce this matter that is currently before a court of competent jurisdiction, to an issue of mere, social media trial where people set up ring lights and begin to distort narratives. In some cases, begin to present evidences that are before the court, begin to present document visuals that are supposed to be evidences in the ongoing judicial trial of this case, before the ring lights, under the guise of social media activism. This campaign, to our knowledge, is sought and is deliberately orchestrated to distort not only the fact behind this matter, but to also undermine the possibility of justice, to also undermine the need for justice, to also undermine the possibility of the accused and the victims to get justice. Because when you set up a machinery that seeks to blackmail the judiciary, blackmail the security agencies, that seek to distort evidences that are before the court, before ring lights and other social media, comical activities, it only says that you are not interested in justice. These actions are not only irresponsible as far as you are concerned, but they are a direct threat to the judicial system. But one concerning issue is the fact that a lot of people who are today being mobilized before the ring lights and all the social media paparazzi are not aware of the background of this matter. The tragic killing of Sheriff Ishola Salami and President Demola Akiloye sent shockwaves through AJIRAN community, and not just AJIRAN community, Lagos State. Because AJIRAN is not just a local community in Lagos State. It's a prominent community in the Jos local government on the Lagos Island, part of Lagos. And of course, following initial concerns over the pace of investigation, we drew a formal petition as far back as January, and we submitted to the Inspectorate of Police. And the then IG issued a directive mandating a comprehensive review and investigation into the matter. And the directive was transmitted to the then Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, who is now the Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2, which comprises of Lagos and Ogun State, Mr. MOSHOOD, JIMOH, AIG. And in line with the directive of Inspector General of Police, he acted in full compliance of the IG order and initiated a structured intelligence-driven investigation. I want to emphasize that Mr. MOSHOOD JIMOH did not initiate the investigation just alone. The Inspector General of Police directed that there should be an investigation. The then Commissioner of Police, acting on the order of the IG, initiated an investigation based on the directive of the IG and ordered a renewed investigation. There have been investigations from the day these men were killed, report from the divisional police stations to the Lagos State Police Command and the likes. So while this IGP directive was being carried out, there were eyewitness testimony detailing the violent attacks which led to the killing of these two people. There were confessional statements from the arrested suspect. There were evidences also involving sponsorship and the likely involvement of some other individuals in this killing. And of course, arrests were made. Not just about one person, but some other persons connected to this unfortunate killing. That said and done, the accused went to court, other involved personalities went to court, some went to magistrate court, from there to the High Court, and the High Court, which is superior to the magistrate court, in line with the magistrate court order, gave an order mandating that no, these persons have cases to answer. But what did we see? We saw people attempting to evade interrogation. People attempting to evade justice because they claim to be innocent. Being innocent before the law is not going to be on the basis of your personal or your perception, or on the basis of solidarity among the people you feed with tuwo masara, and begri, but on the basis of what the law stipulates. These accused persons eloped until the instrumentality of the law were used to bring some of them to book, particularly one Mr. Tajuddin Akabi. What the police, under the leadership of CP then, MOSHOOD JIMOH, was doing was purely, I want to emphasize this, was purely in line with the directive of the IGP. The CP was not acting as a CP. Then it became surprising that after all this has been done, CP MOSHOOD JIMOH became the AIG, so to have been promoted, under the current leadership of the Nigerian Police Force. And we're going to see very orchestrated attacks, baseless, reckless, and intentionally misleading, information, which are contrary to the actions taken by the AIG. And the implication of this is very clear. There's a deliberate attempt not only to gaslight the police, but to also gaslight the man who was directed by the IGP to investigate this matter and undermine the outcome of the investigation. And not only to undermine the outcome of the investigation, to also ensure that the judiciary is gaslighted to the extent that, as I speak with you this morning, there's another court outside the court recognized by the Constitution when the ongoing trial is taking place. There's another court on the social media headed by one of these elements who stand before the ring light, presenting evidences, police statement, accused statement, visuals. These are normally document evidences that are supposed to be before the court. But because of the desperation to gaslight the police, gaslight the judiciary, which, because we consider these actions as being preemptive, you are already sitting before the ring light, presenting evidences, raising verdicts, declaring some persons innocent and declaring some persons guilty. That is not the duty of intellectuals. And we are not surprised because these characters have no intellectual capacity in the first place to even do what they have been paid to do. On that basis, we want to state here clearly that so far, so good. We believe so much that the judicial process must be followed, the court must be allowed to do its job, but also we have a duty as Nigerians to also prevent innocent Nigerians from being carried away by the antics of these distractors. I want to speak on the order of the coalition to express our sincere confidence in the job done by the then CP of Lagos State Police Command, CP JIMOH MOSHOOD, now the AIG Zone 2 Nigeria Police Force, for the job done on the directive of the Inspector General of Police, for upholding the professional integrity in a very highly sensitive and high-profile case like this, and ensuring that lawful investigative procedures are undertaken. We want to also appreciate the police for continually coordinating effective intentional policing bodies, reinforcing public trust. A lot of us stood at the barricade against the police when some of these characters standing before the ring lights were nowhere to be found. When the police are wrong, they know us that we will be at the barricade against them. But the police is not our perpetual enemy because at very crucial moments, including recent issues involving citizens of Nigeria, the police have risen and have demonstrated their readiness to stand up to the task of working for the Nigerian people, particularly under the current Inspector General of Police, Mr. Tuji Disu. We also haven't commended the police, have our serious concern about the conduct of certain individuals within the police force. There's no organization, including the police, that is immune to the bad eggs. A lot of these characters who are in the police force and other security agencies are agent provocateurs, they are saboteurs who will not do anything less to make sure that they undermine the effort of the institution. Want to express our serious concern concerning the professional conduct of some of the officers of the police force, particularly in the state CIG in party, based on our own investigation. When you look at the conduct of the DCP in charge of Kanti currently, I think it demands a thorough investigation. I mean DCP Dayo, I keep saying, and other investigative officers, because today we are seeing police statements written on police papers being rewritten into ordinary papers by a civilian and a private individual is rewriting police statements and analyzing it before ring lights on the social media. Now we are seeing evidences that are documented by the police now being shared across social media platforms in a case that is before a competent court of jurisdiction. Even though we are not lawyers, but we believe that this is sub judice. We want to also ask that the Inspector General of Police must investigate the people behind this leakage of police evidences, documents that are supposed to be before the court but are now in the hands of private individuals, and sanction every personnel that are involved. What we are demanding is neutrality and professionalism on the part of the police force because they are the investigating authority in this matter. We want to also express our concern with the current Commissioner of Police in the state, even though he's presumed to be new. By now, he must have inherited documents and reports pertaining to this matter, but it seems not to be acting in line with our expectation. Furthermore, we, like I said, everybody that have been suspected to have been involved in this matter deserve justice. But the families of the victims also deserve justice. And that is why justice must not be made a one-way thing. As much as we are trying to be justiciable to the accused, you must also consider the feeling, the emotions, the pains, and the trauma of the victims, particularly their family at this trying time, especially when this matter have now been taken to the social media court, where people can now begin to assume and begin to blatantly, exhibit the freedom of the accused. In conclusion, this case to us represents a defining moment for our judicial system. We will not want this matter to be decided on the basis of the noise being made before the ring light by some elements whose knowledge is not beyond WhatsApp messages sent to them by sponsors and the like, but must be decided on the basis of thorough investigation, judicial thoroughness, and of course the spirit of justice, equity, and fairness, so that tomorrow a wrong person will not be jailed, penalized, or tomorrow the victims will not suffer injustice. And that's our position. Today, I want to say that we stand firmly by all these victims of this attack. We believe that justice must be done, and we want to say that we will not relent until the law, the court of law, not those elements masquerading before the ring light, give judgment in this matter. Thank you, and God bless you all.